Hey guys, my name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of ZONOCraft, Season 3. I've put some ladders eventually on these logs. Whoops, I nearly fell in there. So I can get out easily. I've got them like every 3 or so, something like that. They're not really spaced out exactly, like there's two. Sorry, sheep. I didn't mean to do that. They're not spaced out exactly, but it makes it easier for me to climb out when I want to. Also, I said last episode that I was going to do some work on the storage, and I have. I've done some work. It's nowhere near finished, but I said I was going to lay out like what I wanted in each chest properly, because I missed out some woods and stuff like that. So I decided to go into a creative world, go through the actual creative menu of each item, and I worked it out, and I've worked it out in a way that I understand. You guys might not agree with some of my positioning of some of the blocks, but you got to remember that storage is something that is more orientated towards the user. And if I know where everything is, it's going to make things easier. So if you don't like where something is placed, don't worry about it. It's just it makes it easier for me. I order things probably a little bit strangely to some people. So I ordered it all out. I haven't got it all completed though. There is another level that I need to do. I want to do 3 levels in total. But on the bright side, while I was doing it, the grass has got to here now. Excellent. So a couple of changes. First main change that you might notice are these big poles with ladders on them. This is what you guys suggested to get up and down. I really like it, so we can go up to the level above, we can go down to the level below, and there's a ladder on each side. We can still cross the middle, even though it's only 1 block wide. Like, I can weave in and out of here really easily, look, without falling down. I've also extended the distance, so it's now 31 chests, if you like. 31 chests down that way, 31 chests down that way. The same on the floor above, and will eventually be the same on the floor below, because we can't go up again, because like the surface is right there. But as you can see, I've done a little bit of the setup. I've got the logs down up here. I've got oops, ow. I've got the grass down here. Was that one of the ones yeah. Of course I'd fall down the ones that I haven't put ladders on yet. But yeah, I really like it. You know, when this is all grass, it'll be pretty good. I have noticed one problem, though, that the grass isn't actually going to spread beyond here and here for the moment. So when the grass does spread down to here, I shall remove this trapdoor and put like a dirt block there so it can grow across, etc., and then replace them afterwards. That is if we don't get a silk touch pick, or shovel, sorry, before. If we get a silk touch shovel before, we'll be able to put like 1 piece of grass in each one. But let me show you my ordering. So obviously there's some of them missed out because we don't have jungle wood yet. I think we've even been to a jungle on this season yet. And then some of them I put down as signs so I don't forget what they are. So we've got all the woods, all 6 wood types, followed by all 6 plank types, followed by 2 different stone, just smooth stone and cobblestone, followed by the smooth and polished version of andesite, diorite, and granite. Then we go on to grass, which obviously I don't have yet, and dirt, sand, sandstone, red sandstone, gravel, stone brick, coarse dirt, podzol, and mycelium. Now, have I got any food? I did have to kill a bunch of cows, but on the bright side of that, we did actually get an absolute ton of food. So if I grab some food, I think this 44 leather is all of the leather that I've got left at the moment. But we'll need 31 plus 31. What's that? 62. We'll need 62 leather in total to do the bottom left and right side. Oh yeah, and plus some like random ones like this. But anyway, I'm not going to worry. I know there's a few blocks that I've missed, and that's somewhat deliberate, because if I do every block in the game, as you can imagine, I think that's like, I don't know, 400 chests worth or something silly like that. But things like the chiseled sandstone, or like the creeper face sandstone, those blocks are so like uncommon to me. I can just make them when I want. Originally I did leave out the smooth versions of these sands, but I've decided to put them in because I had the space left over. The same with the stone brick. I've left out the mossy stone brick, I've left out cracked stone brick, and chiseled stone brick, because if we want them, we can now craft them. You see, we can craft them with vines and stuff like that. So I'm not really that bothered about it. On the other side, we've got diamond, emerald, gold, iron, coal. I've left lapis out because lapis will be in the floor below. In the floor below, there's going to be, I think this side, where it doesn't matter what side, but like on one side we'll have all of the stained clay. On the other side, oh, I got to sneeze. Achoo. 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 Okay, I got them all 5. On the other side will be all of the wools, followed by all of the dyes, including lapis, which is why lapis isn't up here. It's all of the dyes apart from bone meal. One reason, or the main reason, because I can't actually like fit bone meal in. It goes to 32 if I put bone meal, and these are only 31 wide, and I don't really want to add another one on every single other one just to compensate for it. But we can make bone meal just purely out of bones anyway. So yeah, quartz. These are sort of the item side, if you can see that. We've got like main blocks on this side, main items on this side. So I've got all the mob drops, blaze rods, just because it's sort of a mob drop and it was just here, gravel, ender pearls, glowstone, dust, slime blocks. I've only got these 4 different food types, and that's deliberate. For one, like apples and other foods and fruits like that, I never eat. I'll just eat them if I get them, maybe, but I'm not going to really bother about it. Obviously, steak is our food source because it's just like the best and most convenient for us with all of our cows. However, bread, potatoes, and carrots are on here because, one, we've got a farm for them up there, but secondly, those are the 3 foods that you use to breed villagers now. Obviously, if you've forgotten, villagers don't breed with doors anymore. You need to feed them food. So having these layouts, or these food right here is very handy. Then wheat and sugarcane, followed by the 6 different sapling types. I don't have a jungle sapling yet, and I don't have an acacia sapling yet for some reason. I've got like a little bit of acacia wood, but I don't think I ever collected any saplings unless I've missed them in the junk chest. What else was I going to say about this level? Oh yeah, I haven't actually done any of the redstone behind here yet. The redstone still currently only goes to where we had it set up to. The hoppers are still set up, so there is nothing behind all of our new chests. However, because we've actually changed these chests here, because we've changed the layout of what's in these chests, or what's going to be in these chests, I haven't yet changed the hoppers. So, for example, I think like this one, for example, is, I don't know, let's get an easy one. Yeah, like this one here is oak planks, when it's actually going to be dark oak logs, but I haven't changed it yet. That'll come in time. This isn't a small project. This is a huge project, as you guys can guess, and it's not going to be a quick fix. Upstairs, I've got sort of more unusual blocks, maybe. I've got a little bit of a nether section here. Netherrack, soul sand, glowstone blocks. We've got dust down on the other side. And what's this? Nether brick. Endstone, obviously, we don't have yet. We will be going to the end pretty soon. Obsidian. The stair and slab variation. Obviously, we've got jungle missing of each one. All the way to like a smooth slab at the end, and on the way up here we've got brick and mossy cobble, because mossy cobble you do collect a bit of here and there with especially in the biome that I'm in, it actually spawns naturally, so I thought it should have its own chests. Bricks I hardly ever use, but we do probably want a chest for it. I've got water above me. It just dripped through somewhere. And then we've got the prismarine here. I've just left these 4 blank because I know they're going to be prismarine. We just haven't found a water temple yet. But these are there's 4 of them: prismarine lamps, dark prismarine, normal prismarine, and some other I can't remember. I haven't seen enough of them yet. Ice, packed ice, and snow, the 2 glass types. I'm not going to go with all the stained glass. There's no point to that. I'm not going to have enough of it to have chests full of every single colour different stained glass. All the different fence designs, obviously apart from jungle wood, because I don't have any yet. Iron bars, cobblestone walls, deliberately left out mossy cobble because there's no point having both of them. And then a redstone section. I had 1 left over, so I put in tripwire hooks. I don't think I'm going to have that many of them. Maybe I can. This is one that I can sort of swap out for whatever I want. And then TNT, couple of rails. Rest of them are in my junk chest, followed by hoppers, sticky pistons and normal pistons, comparators, repeaters, redstone torches, and redstone. Whew! Okay, and then on the last level, obviously, we've got clay, wool, dyes, and then a few other sort of decoration blocks, such as leaves, torches, pumpkins. I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head at the moment, but I do have pictures on my phone, because obviously I wanted to be able to build it quite simply after I'd done it in creative. So let me just go onto my phone here, because it's going to be interesting. Do I have a calculator on my phone? I do. Now, I need to do some maths here for the... the grass is down here, look. Excellent. I need to do some maths for the amount of iron that we need. And I think you're going to be surprised that it's not actually that... Well, it's going to sound like a lot, but it's not really that much. So, if we say each hopper requires 5 iron and a chest, yeah? In like a... Well, you know how to build a hopper. So, 5. I'm going to type into my calculator here. 5 iron. We then have to times that by 3, because each sort of chest, each section has 3 hoppers. Well, that's pretty easy. 5 times 3 is 15 iron. Okay, so it takes 15 iron to do one of these. We then have 31 down. So times 15 by 31, that equals 465 iron just for this side. Times that by the 2 for the other side. Times by 2 gives us 930. And then we want to... hang on, I don't want to times that by 4, do I? No, I'll just plus it. Plus 930 for the top is 1,860. Plus 930 is the bottom, 2,790 iron. That's right, yeah. 2,790 iron. Plus maybe a few for the end here, but I'm not going to count these. You know, these will wrap around the edges and stuff like that to drop down to each level. I'm going to sort of ignore those. It's not going to be that much iron. So 2,790, and they're going to divide that by 64, which will give us how many stacks of iron we need. We need 43.59, so 43.5 stacks of iron. Now that sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. For one, we've already got some of the hoppers down, maybe like... probably about 31 hoppers worth, don't we? If you had these hoppers, if you put all of these hoppers on that side, we'd probably have 1 row done, if not just over 1 row done. As far as the iron goes, that's gold now, that's lapis, that's redstone, there's the iron. We've got currently, let's just count up how many we've got here. I've got currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nearly 6.5 stacks of iron, and we need 43.5. So, to be honest, it's not really that much iron. I thought it was going to be a lot more. I thought it was going to be a real grind. Obviously, it's not going to be done for a little while, but we can slowly sort of add to this as we go. And I'm actually getting really, really pleased with how this looks. I think that's going to look totally awesome. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to... Have I got an axe on me? I don't. I put an axe somewhere. There's one. I put all my stuff away while I was sorting out all the items here. And I got to find them all again now. So let's put down some dirt going up here so it spreads. Now, for the rest of the episode, we're going to pop over to the mesa. I'm going to pop over to the mesa biome. There's an awful lot I want to do this episode, or this and next episode, but I did want to show you exactly what I was putting in each chest, because I think you guys are interested in knowing. But anyway, let's pop over to the mesa biome, because there's been a few ideas on how we can possibly keep mobs out of our village. Obviously, we can keep them out. We're easily able to keep them out through like 3 of the sides, all the fence sides. Obviously, they can't. Mobs can't get into, so the village will be safe there. But because that we've built. It's like a little bit of a recap, isn't it? Because we've built it on the side of a mountain, it makes it very difficult for us to stop mobs from coming over the mountainside and just dropping into the village. Now, we could risk it. Now, by risking it, what I mean, we could just light up the entire mountain to the extent that no mobs could spawn on the mountain. However, there is still the chance that mobs could walk up the mountain, or zombies and stuff are probably going to end up being clever enough to track their way. Let's say they spawn somewhere else and they smelt the scent of a villager. I think it's the best way to describe how they sort of track them down. They smell the villagers and they start tracking them. I think a zombie would be very, very or could very, very easily just track its way up the mountain a little bit and then fall into the village. It's not unheard of. They do it a lot. But a few people suggested a few little things, like building it up. We learned, I think it was on the theme park series, we learned that mobs won't fall more than 4 blocks. It seems, or at least the pig didn't. Wouldn't fall 4 blocks. So they said, well, why don't you build it up 4 blocks high above the rest of the against the rest of the village. So this is all 4 blocks high against the surface, and then if a zombie got to the end, he wouldn't fall off. Potentially, yeah. That's very likely. There was a few other suggestions, like just make it like a straight, huge wall all the way up. Yeah, that sort of works, but it's not going to look all that good. So I think I've come up with a compromise, a little bit of a balance between them. Now, what I think we can do is build this up 2 blocks high all the way around. Now, the reason why I'm saying 2 blocks is because we don't want the villagers to get out. Obviously, we don't want the villagers to go up here and then up the mountain and escape whatever which way. So if you had it 2 blocks high, which I think it is most of the way around, villagers won't get out. And then on the top here, what we can do is we can carve out an area like this all the way around. So let me do a little bit of a section here so you sort of know what I mean. Junk, 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 junk. Like this. So there's like 1 block of sand or whatever block around the side, and then put lava. If we put lava in here, for one, it'll actually light up quite a lot of areas, so we don't have to spam it all with torches. And secondly, the zombies, if we do it all the way around, the zombies won't be able to spawn on this block because it'll be too light. And if the zombies spawn higher up the mountain and they track their way down, they'll either stop because they don't want to fall in the lava, or they'll ignore it and just keep walking and fall into the lava. I don't think that they'll do that. I think they're smarter than that. But that way, we'll actually protect this side just with a little bit of lava. And you don't really need that much because obviously lava flows like 3 blocks, so you'd need like one bucket of lava every 6 blocks, and that would stop a zombie from getting through. I think that's pretty smart. I think that's sort of getting some ideas down there. Don't you? I think so. Anyway, what have we got on us? I should have really bought some more stuff. I want for furniture, we've been using birch wood for the chairs. I just want to run around and put like a load of seats and stuff and like a basic interior in all of these buildings, especially the houses, so we can actually start moving in villagers pretty soon. Oh yeah, look at that. Ha 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 ha. Beautiful. So let's make a bunch of stairs. Now I want to get to the end pretty soon as well, so when it gets to night time, I probably won't be sleeping. Do I want to make real beds to go in here for the villagers? Well, not at the moment. Obviously I haven't got the wool at the moment, but potentially. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Like we could just have no, I like for these houses 1 chair, and then I haven't got any cobble on. Have I got any cobble in here? No, but I'm thinking 1 chair, 1 table in front. Have we got any fences in there? I do. 1 chair, 1 table that'll have a pressure plate on top of it, 1 furnace, and a bed. I think that's a pretty good layout for a little villager house then. And I will be putting doors on here. So the villagers go in them at night. I don't think the villagers will actually wander in them at night if there isn't a door on them. They don't use doors for breeding anymore, but they do need them to to get there. And I think I probably want to use jungle wood doors, which means finding a jungle pretty soon as well. I want those ones, you see, jungle wood. They're the ugliest door. They're my most disliked door, but they have a lot of air gaps, like a lot of windows in it, so you can sort of see through it. So it makes it feel a little bit more saloon type, a little bit more Western feel. So yeah, that'll be good for these houses here. This is the tiny little post office. So what we're going to want is a little part like this with a trapdoor to get in and out. Chair on this side. These are just basic interiors because we're not going to ever wander in and out of these that often. Like, we're not going to really visit inside the houses. But I do want them to be done just for my peace of mind, really. Let's have those going across the top there. It's a little bit dark in there now, isn't it? I'll put a torch above that. So yeah, a little bit of a post office here. I'll probably end up putting iron bars there and there. I think that'll be pretty good, and then you can sort of see through the middle. The bank. Is the bank done downstairs? Did I ever do that? I feel like that's a little dark. I'm going to move that torch down by a couple. No, I never did do it. I had the stone bricks for it. I think I'll still have them because I don't think I've used them anywhere else. So I still need to stone brick that up and then put some. I'll probably end up putting gold blocks down there because I don't have any gold. For the sign, there was actually a suggestion, a really nice suggestion a while back now. I got sent through on Twitter for like this cool little dollar sign thing. I think I'll do that. I think I'll be doing that eventually. Maybe even next episode or something like that. We don't really have the time for it this episode. But, oh, is there any Enderman about? Oh, I should really have a look. I need to start killing Enderman to get Ender pearls to at least light up the portal. Apparently, according to you guys in the comments section, the end, the end portal, the stronghold, apparently isn't too far away from the village that's over there. Now, I've seen more than one comment, probably around 5 comments saying that. However, I don't know if those people were playing it on Xbox One or Xbox 360, because remember we had that giant fail of the ice spike biomes. By the way, I have a few more apparent coords for ice spike. Look at the zombie chicken. I had people were saying, there's a save the chicken. There's an ice spike biome at this coord, and I went over there and it wasn't there, and it turned out that they were playing it on Xbox 360 version. So things spawn slightly differently on different seeds. Something like that. I don't really understand it. But apparently that's the case. So maybe if people have been doing that with the biome, with the stronghold as well, that would mean that the stronghold isn't actually at that village. But either way, we're going to need ender pearls to find it in the first place. And then depending on how many pearls are actually already in the portal, we're going to have to fill it up. I usually like to collect... Oh, a witch. I usually like to collect around 20 in total. That gives us enough to do the portal if we need 12 for the portal. Like, if none of them are in there, if you're unlucky enough for that. And gives you 8 to get to the stronghold. Or approximately 8 to get to the stronghold. Which is usually enough. I know they break... but they don't really break that often. If you're conservative with them and you know how to use them somewhat efficiently, then you should be fine. Anyway, that is it for this episode, guys. I know we didn't get much done this episode, but we did go through a load of ideas. The lava idea I really like. I can't believe that there's not a single Enderman out here. There's every other mob, including a slime that we've seen, but no Enderman. Absolutely unbelievable. But their storage system, I hope you guys are pretty impressed, because it does take a while for me to work out and then place all the blocks down and grab sort of ones that I had about to put in the item frames. There'll be more work done on it off camera. I won't be doing that much work on it on camera. Oh, there's even some lava here that we can pinch. Get away from me, spider. So potentially every episode or every few episodes, I should be able to get more and more of that done. Like more and more hoppers down, fill out more and more of the hoppers to filter the correct item, and maybe in I don't know how many. I'm not going to say a number in case you guys get disappointed that I don't finish it in time. But eventually, we will have a fully functioning sorting system that will sort 90% of the items that we're going to use. And the other 10% sort of miscellaneous items we will ignore. By the way, there are some exceptions that we can't actually sort. Things like eggs and snowballs, because they don't sort themselves, or they don't stack to 64, they only stack to 16. I might be able to have a look into it. We might be able to put a different number in so it still works with eggs and snowballs. But to be fair, how often do you get eggs and snowballs and you want to keep them? Whenever I get an egg, I throw it anyway. I cannot believe that we didn't see a single enderman in like the 6 minutes that we were chatting then. If you got, how did you get in? How are you on the inside? Over here? Maybe. In there? Maybe. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the episode, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. And we shall see you in the next episode. Bye!